Welcome to another weekend and welcome to the Fox 54 Weekend Review, a week's worth of local headlines in one program. Here's just 3 of the stories coming your way in this episode. An upcoming road project aims to make it easier for you to get to the Arsenal gates, what you can expect in the weeks and months to come. A Huntsville-based organization dedicated to ending child abuse and exploitation celebrates a major milestone. We'll take you to the 40th anniversary of the National Children's Advocacy Center. And even more Christmas and winter fun, including the hard to say but fun to experience. Chris Kendall marked all these stories and more in the minutes ahead. This week's big story: after problems that have plagued Huntsville's recycling program recently, only Fox 54 News has taken the steps to get residents like you some answers. Some residents in the Rocket City have been waiting for weeks for their recycling to be picked up. Here's how we've been working to get you to the bottom of those delays. We are inching closer to the peak of the holiday season, and pretty soon your halls are about to be decked with cardboard boxes and enough wrapping paper to stuff a bus. A lot of trash ready to be recycled, but one part of the Rocket City still has recycling bins filled to the brim from Thanksgiving. Our Gabe Glassman got some answers on why the trucks aren't picking it up at all and when residents will see a change.
Well, this may be a familiar sight to many of you, leaving your blue recycling bin on the side of the road ready to be picked up. But these blue recycling bins in this part of town have been waiting to be picked up for quite some time.
I called this past Thursday and was told that they just missed our route and to leave it out and they would come pick it back up.
But for weeks, Margaret Harmon's recycling bin sat untouched. 2 weeks, in fact, and counting. It's not just her home that's been overlooked. It's bin after bin after bin waiting to be emptied in this neighborhood.
It's just kind of frustrating having to see it out there. My friend in Riverside Landing had the recycling getting picked up yesterday. Why couldn't they have swung by and grabbed it then?
The Huntsville Solid Waste Disposal Authority manages the Recycling Alliance of North Alabama. In a statement they told Fox 54, the Raina curbside collection contractor, Platform Waste Solutions, has experienced delays in pickup over the last couple of weeks due to staff being out on leave.
I understand stuff's going to happen, kids are going to get sick, parents have to stay home with their kids, but they've still got to pick up the recycling.
These recycling bins remain full, but what has Margaret been doing to make space in the meantime?
In order to make the recycling items fit, we've been just burning the cardboard in our fire pit.
The delays aren't new for Margaret and her family. She says the issue popped up last year around this time as well.
There have been around the holidays where they totally skip us. Basically, we skip a month, so I have 2 months worth in the recycling bin.
And she's prepared for a similar situation.
I'm not going to be surprised if they just wait till the next one.
The Solid Waste Disposal Authority says they're working with Platform Waste Solutions and should be caught up on collections by Saturday night.
We're not trying to put Band-Aids on this.
Platform Waste Solutions tells Fox 54 they've been dealing with several challenges that have led to significant delays in Huntsville.
Injuries to our workforce over the last couple of weeks that have trimmed down our available workforce.
Regional Director Alex Beatty says injuries recently took 2 drivers and 1 maintenance worker out of the rotation.
From a driver's standpoint, that impacts the number of trucks that we can have on the road to service residents. Generally is going to equate on a per day basis currently of about 1/3 of our driving staff.
And due to a lack of reserves,
we can't necessarily forecast for or prepare for, and we don't have the ability to have additional staff on standby.
But it isn't just truck operators who have been out of service. The trucks themselves have also needed repairs.
The fleet that was in Huntsville prior was aging and did not have the maintenance history that the replacement trucks have had.
Officials say they get customers' frustrations. It's frustrating for them too, not being able to provide the service they want.
The residents that participate in the recycling program need to have those materials removed on a timely and consistent basis. It's not something that we want to allow to pile up.
They're bringing in a pile of resources to help with the problems on the table, including a senior manager from a separate location and 2 more maintenance staff from their Nashville operations.
Along with that, we have relocated 6 of the trucks from another location to Huntsville.
Beatty explains these trucks on the road are newer than the ones currently servicing the Rocket City.
We anticipate far fewer maintenance-related issues.
and they say they hope to be hitting the main goals of efficiency on a regular basis.
We need to be efficient in our processes and our people to make sure that there are regular services being conducted in time, on time, every time.
And Beatty says one of the injured workers has just returned to work, providing relief for the staffing crunch. In Huntsville, Gabe Glassman, Fox 54 News.
The top officer for Army Material Command at Redstone has been fired. It's the first time the Army has taken such a drastic step in 20 years. And it's according to military.com, which first reported the dismissal of 4-star General David Hamilton, who was appointed to lead AMC in early 2023. He was suspended in March, however, following allegations that he meddled in the promotion of officers, putting pressure on the board that makes those recommendations. Today's firing marks the end of a Pentagon investigation that lasted 9 months. Alabama lawmakers came up from Montgomery for a tour of a long-standing Huntsville organization that's having a national impact. It's the National Child Community Advocacy Center, and Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo takes us there to learn more about how it helps kids and their families in the community.
The Child Advocacy Center here in Huntsville is the world's first, founded about 40 years ago by former district attorney and state congressman Bud Kramer. Since then, it's opened about 1,000 locations in countries all around the world and has revolutionized the prosecution of child abuse in all its forms. And the CAC now has reach across the entire United States. It all started in 1985 under Kramer's supervision, eventually moving into the office spaces they currently operate out of downtown. Kramer says it's easier to prosecute child abuse cases when everyone is working together to solve them.
These kind of safe places for us to go out of our professional world and come into their family-friendly area near downtown was what we needed to have happen. The assistant DAs have an office here. The law enforcement detectives have an office here. The social workers have an office here. We have a physician that comes here to do the exams. So we're a one-stop, more or less, service center.
That one-stop shop became known as the CAC model, where everyone goes to the family directly instead of making the child relive their experience with every new interview or exam. Not only does it help the child process everything going on, but it also centralizes the investigation in one building with collaboration across counties.
If we didn't have that network of CACs, we would just kind of be the lone ship in our county. And because we're such a tight network, we're able to just make a bigger impact.
Another part of the CAC model, canine companions can accompany the child in therapy and in court.
When we bring the dog out, their whole affect changes. They're willing to go back, they're willing to tell their experiences, and then they're willing to come back for therapy services. If you can imagine a 5 or 10-year-old having to be on a witness stand, and you have a dog that's there able to comfort them, it just makes all the difference to them.
And state representatives visited the CAC in Huntsville today to recognize its work.
Some of those families, I cannot imagine the pain, but because of this facility and facilities like it now across the state, they got a place to go and a place to be healed.
He says after all the trauma, the CAC tries to be there to pick up the pieces. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Yeah, and Caleb mentioned it, but in May of next year, the Child Advocacy Center will celebrate 40 years of helping children and holding their abusers accountable to the law. A memorial of a Decatur man killed by an officer destroyed nearly a year ago. The act captured on camera, no suspect identified, and as of today, no charges. And the widow demanding more answers. The memorial was set up just outside of City Hall last year. It was in memory of Steve Perkins, a man shot and killed outside his home by former Decatur police officer Mac Marquette. It was later destroyed on Christmas Eve. The person responsible has yet to be identified. And today, Perkins' widow tells us that after calls to see the security footage, she's being stood up by Decatur Police Chief Todd Pinion.
I asked him, could I see the, video of the person who did the damage to the memorial? He started to laugh and said that, well, I have to try to find it. And I was like, what do you mean find it? I was like, you guys are that careless? And he was like, he didn't know where it was. So after he didn't show up the next day for the meeting, I figured that either he doesn't have the video or he just doesn't want to show it. But he, held a meeting, about 2 weeks ago or longer, I don't know, but at Eternal Sorrows about healing the community. So how can you have a meeting about healing the community when you are still not being transparent?
We reached out to Decatur Police to find out details about that meeting from Chief Todd Pinion, but we were told he is out of the office for training and won't return until next week. A new defense firm opening in the Rocket City today. Kinetic has expanded to the Tennessee Valley after securing a contract working with the Army's aerial target systems. City leaders joined together for a ribbon-cutting ceremony to welcome them to Huntsville. We spoke to the Kinetic U.S. CEO to learn how involved Huntsville will be with their Army contract.
Our Huntsville location will support full production of multiple production lines here. It will support our engineering, research, and development, and it will partner with companies across the Huntsville, both small business and veterans-owned, to be able to add autonomous platforms to our system.
The expansion is expected to bring hundreds of jobs to the area. We've learned a new lawsuit filed against the controversial limestone quarry project in Belmina today. The Southern Environmental Law Center is suing the construction company for the harmful and unreasonable interference the construction will have on residents' quality of life, they say. They argue the quarry threatens their way of life, flooding property, impacting air quality, road degradation, and noise pollution. Residents claim they are already enduring sleepless nights from the round-the-clock work at the quarry. Belmina Methodist Church also says it has used Limestone Creek to baptize its members since the 1800s. Wastewater from quarry operations will discharge pollutants into the water, making baptisms a risk, they say. A federal lawsuit is still in the works surrounding 3 endangered species of snails the construction puts at risk. Welcome back to the second half of our show. Big news for I-565 drivers. A better way to get to Redstone Arsenal is in the works. It's a much needed improvement because getting onto the Arsenal has become quite a hassle. If you've been there, you know there's often a wait time at the gates. Redstone Arsenal can see up to 50,000 cars a day, but in a few years, getting on the Arsenal will become an easier commute. Our Ken McCoy has more on how the Arsenal is helping to get the ball rolling.
Redstone Arsenal welcomes thousands of people daily, and traffic is often uncontrollable. And the city, along with the Arsenal, is looking to change that.
The Arsenal has been a huge partner in this project. They were actually the ones that got the ball rolling very early on, and now with the Space Command hopefully announcement and the growth that we've seen at Redstone Arsenal, they've taken the initiative to partner with us on this project.
The project, called the Resolute Way Interchange, looks to improve access to Redstone Arsenal in several ways.
The intent of this project is to alleviate congestion at State Route 255 or Research Park Boulevard and I-565, but also it would help Madison Boulevard, which is exit 13 off the interstate, and then you've got numerous weaving movements that happen within that area, and so this brand new interchange will basically make the Madison Boulevard interchange into a full interchange where you could access the interstate and State Route 255 from all directions versus just being one direction.
Captain Martin, Director of City Engineering, says to help with traffic mitigation, it will take input from other agencies to get the project going.
We've made some progress with a corridor study as well as the Arsenal's help with an environmental document, but we are trying to move it forward to an actual design phase, and that's where we need input from Federal Highway as well as the state in order to move it forward.
The project is expected to begin in 2026. In Huntsville, Ken McCoy, Fox 54 News.
Redstone Arsenal held its annual update there. Big on the list, the Space Command. Jeff Gronberg with the city providing information on the status of the headquarters, potentially coming to Huntsville. Here's what he shared.
There's been no decisions made on it. And so just like any other command on the Arsenal, what we do is we look to make sure that the Arsenal is ready to accept any new personnel. So if ultimately there is a requirement for Space Command to move to the Arsenal, then we would help to support that.
Last month, Representative Mike Rogers said President-elect Trump would reverse Biden's decision to keep Space Command headquarters in Colorado. But so far, Trump has not confirmed that he will make the move to Huntsville. Also in Florence, new insight on the dangerous conditions of Wilson Lock. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers sharing more on why it closed the critical lock through next spring. You can see in this image the Corps and the Tennessee Valley Authority drained the lock's main chamber to find out just how badly the lock is damaged. The team found critical weakening to its lower gates and pintle casting, something that could potentially lead to catastrophic failure. The Corps warning that if it stayed open, someone could be injured or even killed. It's so bad, the Corps says that continuing operations could result in a complete failure of the gate, or worse, any further damage could cause the lock to be broken beyond repair. Now, this is video shot by Fox 54 just within the past month. The agencies are investigating the root cause of the damage. In the meantime, the closure significantly impacts shipping on the Tennessee River. With the auxiliary lock's limited capacity, vessels must now disassemble barges and process them individually, causing shipping delays up to 9 days. The Corps' repair fleet is on site. They are working to restore the steel gate to get it up and running again. If the whole gate has to be replaced, it would take at least 5 years to finish. The House of Representatives passed the Water Resources Development Act, which will expedite the repair of Wilson Lock. We reported on the damage to the lock last month, but the closure was recently extended for safety concerns. This act recognizes the importance of the lock for North Alabama's economy and U.S. national security. The lock's timely repair is crucial to restore the flow of commerce and ensure the on-time delivery of the National Security Space Launch System.
Across the country, there have been reports of fraudulent activity targeting those who receive SNAP benefits, including right here in Alabama. On Thursday, the Alabama Department of Human Resources Commissioner Nancy Buckner issued a statement saying, in part, quote, "We are asking the public to stay vigilant when shopping at retailers that accept EBT. If you see anything suspicious, immediately report it to the retailer." She goes on to say, "Our team is working hard to process reimbursement claims timely and get our clients some relief, but we need everyone's help to stop these criminals." Information such as zip code, date of birth, and card numbers are used to make changes to existing accounts. For many local residents, the overall security of this personal information has come under question, and more measures should be put in place.
One of the things they said is that we need to change our PIN numbers. Well, if people have access to your information and they have your zip code and your birthday, they can just call in and change the PIN number before you get the card. So it doesn't even ask for like the last 4 of your social. It doesn't ask for a security question or anything like that. So I mean, I don't see how the security measures that they have right now are helping.
Yesterday, the EBT system was shut down momentarily in preparation for new features for clients and new security measures to be put in place.
Now, Fox 54 Top Teacher, sponsored by Calhoun Community College.
This teacher we're about to meet, we've seen him before on Fox 54 News, but not in this way, though. It was the work he did outside the classroom that got our attention. But today, we're going to highlight the work he does inside the classroom, too. Meet this week's top teacher, Andrew McKibben from James Clemens High School. Welcome to
I always loved marine science in general.
Mr. McKibben's classroom.
We just finished up Shark Week, so we dissected a shark.
And if you can't tell, he teaches science and has a special interest in marine science.
I really wanted to instill my passion in others for that marine science. I really wanted to push kids and have them have fun in the areas that I always had fun in.
His goal is to keep his students engaged, but not just inside his classroom.
That's probably like once in a lifetime experience of diving with a tiger shark.
But outside too, by encouraging students to be good stewards of their community and beyond.
We were talking about hurricanes at that point in my marine class, and a lot of the kids were wondering about the tracks and stuff, and we were looking at it.
Mr. McKibben spearheaded relief efforts at James Clemens High School for people impacted by Hurricane Helene. It was a large donation made to Doomsday Haunted Attraction, who were accepting donations at the time.
I thought if we had been in the path, we would be relying on outside resources to come in and help. And so that's when I said, okay, why don't I have a big audience? I have not only the kids in my class, but I also coach soccer. And so I looked at all that and said, why don't we pool those resources and try to get some things donated.
His principal, Kerry Donaldson Jr., says McKibben has a heart to lead and love wherever he is.
So he truly loves the students, he loves the community, and he loves helping people in need. So we're truly honored to have him here, and I just want to thank him.
And he has a heart to teach.
Really getting that next generation of scientists out there.
Wow, I'm impressed. Congratulations, Andrew. Well-deserved award. Catch the web exclusive on when he was surprised as top teacher on Fox 54 Plus later tonight. Also, feel free to nominate a teacher right now on fox54.com.
Town Creek native Antonio Langham has officially been enshrined as one of the greatest college football players of all time. Good evening and welcome into sports. Langham was a superstar during his time at the University of Alabama. In 1993, he was named a unanimous All-American and won the Jim Thorpe Award for the nation's best defensive back. Langham was also a two-time All-SEC first-team selection at UA and was a member of the 1992 National Championship winning team. He recorded 19 interceptions during his college career, his most famous coming in the game-winning pick six in the inaugural SEC championship, a moment which has been dubbed the play that changed college football. Langham was Lawrence County born and raised and a graduate of Hazelwood High School, and it's clear the now Hall of Famer has never forgotten where he came from.
To understand where I come from, a little small town in Alabama, Town Creek, Alabama, where population is 1,100 people, I pretty much put a whole stretch of highway on my shoulders and gave a lot of people, young kids around there, hope that they can get out of there and make something of themselves. So to know that where I come from, success can happen no matter where you're from.
And here's a look at the players in the 2024 College Football Hall of Fame class. It's once again a loaded group. In addition to Langham, big names include Tim Couch, Larry Fitzgerald, Randy Moss, Julius Peppers, Paul Posluszny, Alex Smith, and Danny Woodhead. 3 coaches were also inducted. They were Mark D'Antonio, Danny Hale, and Frank Solich. The first Hall of Fame class was inducted all the way back in 1951.
Hey everyone, the Harlem Globetrotters bringing their world-famous fun to Florence tonight for the tip-off of their 2025 World Tour. One of sports' most historic franchises suiting up at CBNS Bank Arena to take on their arch-rival, the Washington Generals. Fun was to be had tonight in Florence, Flowers Hall, nearly 2/3 full for the spectacular event. Midway through the first quarter, Speedy Artist brings up the pass off court, pulls up and knocks the 4-pointer down from the logo. A little later, coming out of the timeout, a tricky dribble move right here by Lights Out Garces, along with the baseline, allows him to shake free from the defender, whips around the Sunshine West and knocks down a 4-pointer. Now, this is what the fans came to see, the highlight slam, but first, there's a setup with the ridiculous give and the goes. Just when the Generals think they've got a hand on it, Snowman Thunder Law scoops it under his legs and gets it to Spider Sharpless right there. Law, 7-time Guinness World Record holder, and we can go ahead and tell you that the Harlem Globetrotters going to win by a final 197. Of course, the kids had a whole lot of fun. The players had a whole lot of fun, including Xavier Sky Jackson, who played against Alabama A&M during the time in the SWAC. He shared what it meant to be a Globetrotter.
It's been nothing more than a blessing and nothing more than amazing. Me and my teammates, we get to travel all around the world. We get to see new different things, different countries, different foods, and most of all meet different people and spread the love of game of basketball. That's what we strive to do, man, just make people happy all around the world. Being around kids and just seeing kids smile and just seeing kids grow and actually love the things that you do and love that you love the game of basketball is something that I enjoy fully. At first, I kind of took it for granted a little bit, you know, I'm just a Globetrotter, but then when you actually see the kids come up to you and they laugh and they're wearing the headband, how you wear your headband and things like that, you can't do anything but get a kick out of it and get a smile.
A warm meal during the holidays is an experience everyone should enjoy, but that doesn't always happen. Today, Hands Across Decatur held a special event for the community that was sure to put anyone in the holiday spirit. The group hosted what's called the Helping Other Brothers Out. It's every year where the unhoused community is invited in for a free home-cooked meal, music, resources, and even a karaoke competition. Volunteers with the organization say it's important to create a family atmosphere during this time where many people feel left out.
They're having a great meal today, provided by volunteers. I think it's ham and turkey and all the fixings for Christmas dinner. And without our community, we could not do this.
We just love the fact that we're able to provide that for them and that they can enjoy that.
And also it's a family vibe. It gives you a family feel when you can sit down and have a meal together, especially a warm meal.
This place has been great. I didn't know. I was born in Russellville, but I was raised in Dallas, Texas, and I was only here working for the last 3 years, so I didn't know the city very well. And so they've been giving me advice.
Wow, well, Hands Across Decatur also expressed the need for more volunteers past the holiday. If you're interested, you can give them a call at 256-686-4423. Tonight, people lined the streets of Boaz, braving the cold to enjoy a night of lights and festive floats. The city held its annual Christmas parade. The parade included tractors and motorcycles. Folks nearby celebrating the holiday season. We asked one local business located in front of the parade route their favorite part of the parade.
For so many, you know, like pretty much all the vehicles will light up, so there's no way to choose in between. I think they did a great job out there.
But the firefighters,
the
fire department was awesome.
Yeah, and if you want to see a replay of the parade, you can check it out on Fox 54 Plus. Tonight, residents in Hartselle hosted their annual Christmas parade. First responders, floats, and even flames. There you go. With the theme of Glow and Beyond, residents were ready to show off. We spoke to the first place float, which had a Toy Story theme about what it was like to become the Toy Story characters.
The Toy Story theme, that we had a lot of fun with all the toys when we were growing up and being part of the community and wanting everyone to see all the toys. And we had a lot of fun building all the different things on the float too as well.
Oh, wow. I love it. You can view a portion of the parade on Fox 54 Plus. Back over in Madison tonight, it's not clear whether Polar Express was a reference to the city's holiday extravaganza or the weather that came along with it. Despite the chill, or maybe inspired by it, revelers headed to Main Street in the historic downtown district to enjoy refreshments and some sudsy snow you could see there that offered a pretty solid stand-in for the real deal. Events included a glow stick parade and live music. We caught up with one family that's making the most out of the holiday season.
We put lights up in my sister's room. We have a tree upstairs, 2 downstairs, 1 in my room, 2 in my sister's.
Oh my gosh, how many trees is that?
I don't know, but it's a lot.
A lot of trees indeed, and even more trees at tonight's event. As you can see here, dozens of brightly lit evergreens right along the railroad tracks. If you didn't make it out tonight, not to worry. They'll stay on display through Christmas and beyond, all the way to January 2nd.
Just like human grocery prices are up, the price is up for pet food, and animals eat a lot of food.
Saving the Animals of Huntsville is a brand new nonprofit with over 300 new members already. Their goal is to help people keep their animals off the street and out of the shelter. And on Saturday, they'll be here at the City of Huntsville's Optimus Park, collecting pet food and delivering it to the Manor House.
Trying to help the community keep their pets in home. You can just come in and tell them you have a need, and they'll work with you for that need.
The nonprofit organization started just this summer. It's already participated in a community adoption event with the animal shelter, where it helped to adopt nearly 80 dogs, and it regularly offers training courses for pet owners to keep their animals fenced in. Group member Raquel Eddy says she joined because the members are like-minded about pet safety.
There lately has been a lot of animals loose, and to save them from being hit by cars or even dying in a shelter, things like that, I try to do the best that I can on my own time.
She says she helps because she sees an urgent need in the community.
Constant posts that animals are lost, wandering in the streets, and to keep them out of the shelter, I think that's a community responsibility to help the shelter, because they get so full so fast, and with all of the population growth we have lately, it's getting worse, and the facility itself, it's just not big enough.
And the donation drive this Saturday helps to minimize the strain on animal shelters over the holidays.
If we can keep animals in their homes, then they have no need to ever get to the shelter.
Taylor says the strength of a community is determined by how well it treats its animals, and Save the Animals is doing everything it can to treat them right. In Huntsville, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
Ditto Landing, not left out of the Christmas spirit, but among the life-size Christmas cards there is something you have to give a closer look. Check this out. Reindeer Rails is a toy train display with a theme of nostalgia and memories of Christmas past. We spoke to one volunteer at the display about what this event reminds him of.
My wife and I have 3 sons, and we took them every year to Sutherland Station to see this train set up because of the fascination, and also to see what they were interested in the toy store. But it is part of many Huntsville families' Christmas memories.
The display is open Thursday through Sunday from 2:30 to 6:30, and it'll remain open now through December 28th. Christmas Day is coming up fast. fast, and Toys for Tots is already starting to hand out donated goodies. The campaign wraps up distribution this weekend. Wow, look at all of that. It's collected more than 30,000 toys this year. The best part is that just more than 2,300 kids are registered to receive those gifts you see. If you want to help spread some Christmas cheer, the need for volunteers is still there.
Especially this week, we're doing our distribution from today all the way through Saturday, December 14th, and we'll be here from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. So if anybody else would like to come in, help, we'd greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, if you'd like to volunteer, visit fox54.com to find out how.
All right, there you have it. Rest on Arsenal officially kicking off the holiday season today at Winterville. The annual market brings a little of the German culture to the Rocket City, featuring local vendors and also some kidpreneurs with businesses of their own. Colonel Aaron Ike shares why community is so important.
Holiday season is incredibly important for our community, and we just want to have that togetherness. So we want to ensure that Winterville is available for our entire community and that we're sharing the holiday season and holiday spirit together.
Have another chance tomorrow to catch all the fun. Events open tomorrow at noon, and the first 225 people in the gate get a free holiday shopping bag. Over in Florence, 'tis the season for holiday fellowship, according to Council President Katrina Simmons. She's been putting together a day for free food for anyone in the community to participate. And Fox 54's Caleb Aguayo went out to see what all the humbug was about.
People, food, family, fun, and crazy Christmas characters. All of these mark the Holiday Fellowship Luncheon hosted in the W.C. Handy School Gym in Florence. Organizers say they prepared more than 600 meals for guests arriving by the carload. District 1 City Councilwoman Katrina Simmons has worked tirelessly since about October to organize everything going on behind me, and it's been a tradition since 2017. Volunteers in the community provide fun and food to everyone who shows up, and to help out, they offer dine-in and takeout. And it's all about the community. In fact, Simmons says that community has grown by the hundreds since the first fellowship luncheon 7 years ago.
We maybe live in different districts of the city, but we are one city, and it's important. And as you can see, with this many people, the city has come out.
It lets them know that they're not alone. People in the community, it doesn't have to be blood related. Family is not necessarily about who your blood is tied to. It's about who loves on you and who loves you back. You love back.
And volunteer Alexis Malone wasn't the only one to get the message. Attendees also say the main focus is taking care of one another like a family.
Number one is bringing the community together. Together we stand, divided and we fall, and so we are going to stand together.
But in all that fellowship, there's plenty of room for a good time to be had by all.
You get to see your people, and it's just fun time. The music's going, food's good too, though.
It's good to see everybody together as a group instead of all separated.
The free public event was sponsored by multiple local restaurants, volunteers, donations for sweet treats, and even Santa Claus himself. In Florence, I'm Caleb Aguayo, Fox 54 News.
All right, thank you, Caleb. Simmons also said the Holiday Fellowship Luncheon lets local people celebrate the holidays when they may not otherwise get the chance because of cost or not having family nearby.
'Tis the season of giving, and here at Fox 54, we are taking that to heart. Fox 54, through our parent company, Tegna, donated $4,500 to the Boys and Girls Club of North Alabama today. It will go toward a brand new book vending machine you see there. It's part of an initiative the club says will help build child literacy.
It allows our kids to have a goal and something to look forward to and be excited about and make reading fun. So throughout the program, they have certain goals they have to reach. Maybe it's reading a certain number of books. Maybe it's just being a great listener. Maybe it is just helping the teacher out for the week. Whatever certain goals they reach, then they're allowed to come to the vending machine.
Yeah, we've learned the program, though, doesn't just help the kiddos. Several of the kids' parents are growing their reading skills, too. Through the program, the kids are able to take books home and help their loved ones grow their own reading comprehension. A wonderful way to give back this holiday season. Our thanks once again to our station owners and the Tegna Foundation for allowing us to enrich the lives of our communities, children through reading. That's it for this edition of the Week in Review. Remember the Fox 54 mobile app for breaking news alerts and Fox 54 Plus for more original local content just like this. I'm Kenesha Dees. We'll see you next time.